too. Nice to meet you. I'm Tasha.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
I'm happy to have you here. How are you two?
Yeah, good. Not too bad. It's quite warm and sunny in England today, which is quite rare for us.
I'm literally directly in the rays. It's great.
Sounds like you did have a good start into the week.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
That's great. I think the first thing I have to do is say congratulations. 1 million streams before album release. That's mental.
Thank you. Yeah, it's nuts. We've never had that before. So to kind of reach that with the fourth single is pretty mind blowing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, massive milestone achieved for us for sure.
Yeah. How was like you saw the news? What was like the first feeling?
It's a weird one because where this time around every time we've uploaded a new single, we put the previous tracks on with it. So each time you kind of get an EP, because with the algorithms and stuff, it means that the other songs of the album get like a second outing each time you upload them. So we're sat there looking at the 7 Years single, which is single 4, and it's got your total streams at the top. So when we put it out, we were like, oh, we're like 150K off of 1 million. And then obviously as the week goes on, your first week in Spotify updates live. So we all just sat there like, oh my God, it's nearly there. And then one day we just like, oh, it's done it. And it was just kind of like, can't believe it.
Yeah, like just absolutely absurd. Like Toby said, we've never actually seen those kind of numbers for any project we've done before. So like, we've really put our heart and soul into this album. So to know that people are receiving it this well before it's even out is just insane. Like, yeah, just couldn't be more grateful for it.
Sweet, that sounds amazing. So Burn in the Flood will be your third record. And take me through the process, guys. How does it work? Does the idea come first? Does the lyrics come first? Or the tunes? Do you guys sit together in a room and write together? Or does everyone go in their own separate corner?
I mean, essentially, the way Hollow works is I'm the primary songwriter. So, like, the music side of things, I basically take care of on my own. It's kind of been that way almost since the band's inception. I'll get a song to what we call, like, the cake stage, and then I'll take it to everybody else and we ice it. That's kind of how I like to put it. Analogies forever.
Oh, they started already.
So with this record, obviously, we finished In Moment Memory. We took a little bit of downtime from writing to tour, and we did Burn It, Bury It with the Never Say Die tour. And then it was a case of, right, it's time to do a new full length. And then as we kind of got about 2 demos in, the national lockdown with COVID hit. So I was kind of like in my bedroom, kind of putting songs together on my own. And then as soon as we had like a structure, something, I was sending a lot of stuff to Connor, and then we'd sit like we are now on Zoom, and we kind of go through, well, what do we want to talk about on this song? What emotions musically do you get from this? And we'd write the lyrics that way. And you know, it's a very strange thing. We've done a few of these interviews now, but we owe a lot to the national lockdown, because I don't think we'd have the record without it. Like, not this record.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to say, but like, we've probably been the most connected as a unit than we've ever been. And like, we kind of have COVID to thank for that, just because it forced us into a position where we had to communicate like a lot via like Zoom, via phone call and stuff. So like, me and Toby were going back and forth, probably more so than we ever have in like a writing process before, just because like, what the fuck else did we have to do? Literally nothing. Like I wasn't working. Like at the time, like we both got jobs, so like we weren't working. We had all this free time, and we've really been able to sort of just really process every little part of the album, if that makes sense. Like just go through it with a fine comb and just like make sure everything is on point.
Because where like a lot of our albums before have been narratively driven or dictated by, you know, like the second album was about the loss of my father. The first album had this overarching theme of like the nature and animals and things. This time round, we kind of had the blueprint of, we just want to write an album where each song can speak for itself. Mm-hmm. There is an overarching theme of emotion, which is burning in the flood of your own emotions, being over encumbered. But it was really important that each song was just as powerful as the next one, and like no one song should stand out above the others. We wanted just to write like 11 full bangers. Yeah,
like 11 full bangers that each tell their own story, and they're all like a specific journey or like an experience that we've been through. And we've always kind of written from this dual kind of perspective. So Toby will do, we say it's like the yin and yang of the band. So we have like Toby saying from one perspective and me saying from another. I'm usually being a lot more negative than Toby, but that's, you know.
It kind of swings and roundabouts.
It swings and roundabouts. Yeah, I feel like we've kind of switched up those roles a little bit more than we probably have done on other records. It just feels like we've elevated everything this
100%.
time round. Really, really stoked to see what people think.
I see. So then rather telling one big story, there are like 11 little ones?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly
100%,
right.
Yeah.
So what was the biggest inspiration lyrically and sound-wise for this particular record?
So sound-wise, I'll handle that one first. Basically, the way we looked at it is each time we write a record, we don't want to be that band that does the same album 10 times, because that's the easy route, in my opinion. I could go and write another In Moment in Memory with my eyes closed. It's just good metalcore riffs, catchy choruses, in my opinion. But for this record, it was going, what were the best bits about the two albums we've done previously? So analysing what went down really well live from both albums, what was really well received on record, what were people's favourite songs, and going, right, well, we'll take 1/3 of Heartsick, 1/3 of In Moment in Memory, and then this kind of like new 1/3, which was a lot to do with like the way the synths were. We spent a lot more time on vocals this time round, and making sure that it feels familiar enough to a Hollow fan that you can tell distinctly it's a Hollow record, but at the same time bringing something new to the table.
Yeah, no, I think that is a very good way of putting it, to be fair.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think lyrically we kind of like really wanted to bear our hearts on our sleeves, probably more so than we've ever done before.
There's a lot less in terms of metaphorical content, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of straight to the point. It's like, I'm feeling this way and this is why I'm feeling this way. Whereas before it's kind of been like, how can we intelligently word these emotions? And we've kind of just wanted to be a little bit more blunt with everything, if I'm honest. Yeah, I've said it a couple of times already, but like, I'm just really happy with how everything's fallen into place for this album. Like, for me, it's like the most naturally produced record we've ever done. Nothing has felt forced. We've not pulled any punches or anything. Like, it's just like an amalgamation of everything we've done up to this point.
The best 11 songs we could possibly have written at this period of time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just so proud of it.
And I think a really important thing to say is that, like, you know, it's so awesome that people like yourself and the fans dig it, but we love it. Like, we absolutely love this record. It's like the new baby, isn't it? It's like everyone just, you can't get enough of it. And I think that's really important. Like I always say, I personally think you should be your own favorite band, because you're taking in everything you like and ingest from music and kind of like blending it all up and then putting it back out as your product. And I'm just really stoked with the record. Like, I love it. I love every song on there. People ask me, well, what's your favorite song? I'm like, I don't have one, because each song is amazing to us in its own way.
And they're all a personal journey. And I think one thing that's amazing about our fans that we've noticed over the years is like, they manage to like sort of take the story that we put out in these songs and they interpret it their own way. Like, they interpret it like to fit their own narrative and their own story. So we're just going, hey, look, we're just 5 regular dudes. These are our stories. This is what we've been through. If you can find some solace in that or relate to it, then fucking
And it gives
awesome.
you like this level of connection with fans that I think you wouldn't get if you were writing about, I don't know, like dragons.
Yeah, because it's all genuine. Like, it's all coming from like.
And there's nothing wrong with bands who write about dragons. I love Iron Maiden.
Fucking like an Hailstorm and shit like that.
That's it, man.
You want to be a pirate? Be a pirate, dude. That's
cool. We're not pirates, though.
We're not pirates. No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Album 4. Yeah, it's coming.
So I think it's very beautiful that you said you have to be your own biggest fan, because I think, especially now in times where it's like so difficult and one tend to be so harsh on ourselves, if you can't love yourself, how can you portray to others?
Totally.
RuPaul. Yes. Love it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Love it.
So you already said you've communicated more than ever before during these crazy times. Would you say that recording an album during a global pandemic is easier or more difficult to make?
In terms of like the ability to go and record, we're quite lucky that we produced the album. So I co-produced the album with Dan Kerr, who works at Avenue Studios, who's done the last 2 albums. We weren't originally going that route. We were going to go a lot in a completely different route, but then obviously pandemic came and we were like, well, we can go there. He lives about 45 minutes from where we live.
Yeah.
And we know that we could do a safe environment. He was part of our bubble, so we could visit during like when, you know, the pandemic allowed.
Like lockdowns eased
Yeah,
up
when it wasn't quite as do not leave your house or you will be smited from the heavens, you can go there. So in that sense, it was a lot easier than going, all right, when have you got days off? Because obviously we all had the days off all the time. Mm-hmm. And in terms of who actually goes to the studio, well, most of the time it's just us and then Nick, because I track the guitars and the bass because it's easier than having to try and write an album and then teach an album to Josh and Bobby. So I'd actually say, like, in terms of having more time to track vocals, especially go through and be like, let's redo that. Let's revisit that chorus. Is that the best hook we can put there? We actually had more time than we've ever had before.
It's true.
And because Dan, again, like to go into a little bit of logistics, because Hollow is independent and we are a limited trading company, we can go to Dan's studio, which is a trading company, and we can work because it's a job. Whereas like other bands, for example, couldn't go to him because it isn't technically their job. So he had an ample amount of time to work on the album with us. So we actually gained a lot more time, and we could be a lot more sort of picky and choosy with what was done.
Yeah, it was nice to have that freedom. So like if we rocked up in the studio one day and we were trying to lay a vocal part for a certain section in the song and we just weren't quite getting it, we've never like had the luxury of being able to go, okay, well let's just park that for the day. We'll come back to it another day.
We'll go do something else.
Let's watch some Avengers and chill out and just, you know, like work on some like synth and, you know, do whatever. Before it's always kind of been like, we've got this time allocated for the studio, you have to nail it now. Like
it's like you've got 2 days off. If you haven't tracked 5 songs, then we're in the creek without a paddle.
Yeah, it's like it just felt a lot more relaxed. Sorry, there is a small kitten running around on the desk, so we're getting a bit distracted.
It sounds like there was like less pressure than usual, which is a good thing.
Exactly that.
Which definitely had a positive spin on the tracking aspect of creating a record. Like the writing process, obviously, with being in a national lockdown, there's these ups and downs of being like, I've got for me, like sit in this room and I there'd be days where I didn't feel inspired and I'd be like, we've got to write an album because what the hell are we going to do when this pandemic is over? So that aspect of it, I think maybe I struggled in some ways more than I may have done had we not been in one, but you have to flip the coin and be like, but because we had the time, we ended up with the album that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you said like you were, I think, 3 to 4 people in the studio?
Yeah, that was massive.
When was the last time you all sat together in a room and made music?
We don't.
We literally don't.
We don't do that.
Yeah,
No.
It's just not how the band works. Not in like any disrespect to the others, but it is predominantly me and Toby that write everything.
So like the others, Nick might come to us and go, I've got this cool drum part, Josh might have a riff or something, and I'll take that and I'll cut bits up and try and place it in so that everyone feels representative. But at this point, we're kind of a well-oiled machine. Like, and if it's not broke, we don't try and fix it. Like, we know how we work best. We know what gets the songs and the progression each time we write music to the place where we want it. And then, you know, once the album is written, we all go to the room together and we learn it and we interpret how that's going to sound live. But for the actual composition work, it's kind of always been this way. So we don't really know any different.
Yeah. And like everyone has their own role in the band. Like, it's not to say that the other guys aren't equally, if not more at times, important to the band than we are. So like Josh is the logistics guy. When we're on tour, Josh is the guy that's doing the TMing because we're our own independent band. We don't have anyone to TM. So he's organizing everything, being like, guys, get the fuck up.
And like Nick does all the accounts and everything like that. He runs the back end, like all the VAT returns and stuff. And
Bobby predominantly does all of our social media. So Bobby pretty much is running the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter. Like he does a lot of that side of things. So everyone's got their own unique role and plays a part in the band. But when it comes to the writing process, it is predominantly me and Toby. And then we'll occasionally go back and forth with the others and get little tidbits of ideas here and there, kind of thing.
I see. Now, because I was thinking like you made the whole record, everyone was set in stone and we're like, okay, let's rehearse, let's play all together.
No, I wish some ways I wish it was like that, but it never has been. Like you say, like the first time those songs get played together, we're already listening to the final masters normally. Like, you know, most of the time, like obviously there's a point during the writing process where myself, Connor, and Nick could go into a room and play them because obviously Nick has to track the drums and we know our parts and I know the guitar and the bass and Connor knows his vocals, but Josh and Bobby would kind of be looking at us like, don't know none of that yet, and we'd be like, that's cool, it's all right, don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, I think we always go like, you guys are cool with this, right? This bass section's okay. You got this. And then Bobby will be like, yeah, I got this. It's fine. Like there's like we said, there's always that communication. Like we're always making sure we're all on the same page. We all know where the project's at.
And like I think by like 3 albums in, there's kind of that level of trust of we'll do a good job.
Yeah, like
you know, they're like, you guys are going to smash it. We're happy. We love the songs, you know.
Yeah. And then it's like on the way back from the studio, we'll be like sending them a link of like the roughs of what we've done for the day kind of thing. We're like, here's the progress so far. And they'll be like, oh, I think you should try doing this vocal here or do this line slightly different and stuff like that. So there's always a back and forth between all of us. That element's always sort of there.
Totally.
Yeah, I see. So if you had to describe Our Hollow Home in one word, maximum 3, what would it be?
Honest.
Metal.
Honest metal. That's a great combo.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Pirates.
No, why? You could have left it. Honest Metal sounds cool.
Yeah, honest metal. I redact Pirates.
I'd say honest metal, kind of lame. If I could pick 4, like we're a little bit cringe.
Unoriginal, honest metal. There you go.
Unoriginal, honest metal. There you go.
That's it. Wow. So you already said you don't like to pick personal favorites of songs, but of course I have to ask this question because it kind of leads onto what we're doing next. So what's your personal favorite song on this album?
On this album. Okay.
Right, this is a really difficult question.
Do you want me to go first?
You can, well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say, I can tell you my favorite song of the album today. It might be different tomorrow.
They do change, yeah.
I really like Monarch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great testament of old Hollow and new Hollow, like sort of smashed together.
Yeah.
And I just think the chorus slaps. And it's the next single, so winner.
Yeah, I was going to say Monarch, but if I can't choose that one now. I'm going to say Children of Manus, purely because it's super different to anything we've done before. We've never done a track that's that long with just aggressives.
Yeah.
And we wrote it lyrically all about Dark Souls, so how could you not love it?
Yeah,
Dark
gotta love
Souls
video
is
game
sick.
reference.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's dope. I love that song, and having Lockie on it was friggin' sick. Like, because he's dope. So yeah, that's definitely up there for me.
I bet. So I prepared a little something for you.
Ooh.
I wanted to test your knowledge on your own songs.
Okay.
So I've done a little something. I went to Google.
Right.
And let them translate some lyrics of yours. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it. Oh my God, it's a game.
Are we going to be
It's a game, of course.
like German or something?
I don't know. Guess your song. This is great. I love this.
Yeah, this is
That's
cool.
your song. You can either play as a team or you can compete against each other.
Well, with teamwork.
Teamwork.
Okay.
Teamwork forever.
So your first line is, this is what Google made out of it, and I need one of you to read it out.
I never thought it was just me. I am not alive and take poison.
So it went through Google Translate 10 times.
10 times translated.
Which song could that possibly be?
That.
Oh my God. No, so, oh man, can you give us like a clue? Can you give us like an album?
I can kind of like no.
Well, it's one of your songs. That's what I was like.
Yeah, touche. Well played. Is it from Feast for the Crows?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm going to be wrong.
Like, think of it like the one clue I can give you, like, if you imagine poison to have a taste, what would it taste like?
Venom. Venom. Do you use the word venom?
Connor said the right taste.
Yeah, see, it's bitter. We say that in Feast for the Crows.
Yeah, I reckon. All right, we final answer.
I think it's Feast for the Crows.
Feast for the Crows.
Let's see.
Oh, I'm going to be wrong.
Oh, oh God, it was a new one.
Oh, bitter pill. See, you were literally giving it to me as well.
Okay, I'm alive, and that's yeah. See, whereas in alive, I was like, is it going to be better days? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we suck.
Hollow is like is dead. It's got a lot of associations with dying.
I suppose,
so,
yeah.
Like I just think of Bleach now, like the anime.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, 1-0. Okay.
Well, 1 for Google, 0 for Hollow Home. Let's see.
That sounds about right for anything to do with this band.
Google always.
Let's see.
All right, come on, we can pull this back.
Oh, come on.
Speak of Sorrow. It's got to be Speak of Sorrow.
Yeah,
the story doesn't change. The chapter. Yeah, it's got to be.
That's quite a good translation as well, actually.
Well, the last, like,
I put water in the sun.
What line is that going to be?
I don't know, but that makes me think of like a little squirty gun being aimed at the sun. Like,
sunshine, maybe. Cool. All right, 1-1. Woo!
It's the time. Next one.
Oh, here we go. Oh my God.
That's fucking hilarious.
Whatever that translation is now what we are saying live. My friend is hungry for food.
And that friend is definitely Josh.
Yeah. There's
Do you have any guesses? What it could be?
There's not much. I'm not enough. I reckon it's Burning the Flood. Because of like fire in my eyes is in the lyrics of the chorus, isn't it?
Fire in your eyes tells me I am not enough. Hand in hand we go, my friend. Yeah, okay.
Right, we're going to go Burning the Flood.
And that's right.
Oh, 2-1. Suck it, Google.
We're getting too excited, sorry.
So, no, it's perfect. It's perfect. Let's see what we have next up.
Go on vacation. His insults are always ridiculous. I mean...
These are killing me, man.
I have absolute... His insults are always ridiculous. This is going to be a guess, isn't it? There's no way.
Vacation. Is it like... Is it Worm's Wood? Is it about God? His insults are always ridiculous? No, surely not.
I mean, I'll be honest. Anything I say is going to be an absolute guess.
Go on vacation. Oh man, I'm stumped. I'm going to say Wormswood, but I think I'm wrong.
Let's go with that then. I'm interested to see what this is, though.
21 times. See, that's extreme hard level. Oh, that makes sense. But we don't.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact: that's one of my favorite songs off "In Moment in Memory," and it's one of the only tracks that's not directly following the narrative of the album.
I would never have got that. In any way. So fair play, Google. You got me.
Yeah. So I think we have a tie now. It's 2-2, right?
Oh God, is this best of 5?
It's best of 5 because I think the last one is my personal favorite line ever.
Okay. So if we get this wrong, then you're going to hate us as well as losing to Google. So.
I don't even know.
No, I'm not, but I will be kind of bummed out. But I think.
Okay, all right.
I think you're
kind of bummed out. It's just as bad. That's like
kind of bummed out is
angry but disappointed.
Oh yeah, kind of bummed out is the.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm positive you will get it.
You reckon we'll get it? Okay, yeah, you have a lot more faith in us than I have.
Are you ready?
We're ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, now time's up. I mean,
I'm now saying whatever that last.
You are selfish and your sex life is failing.
Oh, that is golden.
That would definitely never make it into a Hollow song. Is that lyric?
Is that just like an hourglass? Your time is running out.
It's got to be, isn't it?
Surely.
You self-centered, misguided.
Oh, you self-centered, misguided fuck, because it's got fuck in there, so that's where the sex comes in.
I reckon so. Armadillo, yeah.
Love
Win. We beat Google.
And that's your favourite line.
That's my favorite line. I think it's so perfect. Like, even like when you're out and about and you're like so pissed off and so annoyed about a person, you're like, oh, you self-centered, misguided fuck. Like,
I mean, honestly, that's kind of where we were at when we wrote that.
Yeah.
So. Love
that. Was amazing. I want to do that game again with more questions.
That was good. Yeah.
So cool. Oh, thank you very much. That was for the fun little exercise on your knowledge on your own song.
Oh, we have 60% knowledge of Hollow. I think that's a pass. It's a C.
Yeah, I'll take that.
C grade, like, you know,
something like
just above average. Sounds about right.
Pretty accurate representation of our whole lives, fam.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Hi, vielen Dank fürs Einschalten. Das Track-by-Track von Our Home findet ihr übrigens hier. Und wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, gebt dem Ganzen gerne einen Daumen nach oben und lasst mir mal in den Kommentaren da, wie ihr abgeschnitten habt in dem Songquiz. War der genauso gut wie Connor und Toby oder sogar besser? Wie gesagt, lasst mich wissen. Abonniert den Kanal, dass ihr nichts verpasst. Und ja, ich würde sagen, wir sehen uns hoffentlich bald und schönen Tag noch, ne?